It is so hard to be able to predict what's going to happen because even coming out here and looking at the travel schedule, I was like counting like a beautiful mind. Like this does not add up. Like the 39 days in Survivor I thought was sacred.
Spoiler alert, it's 26 days instead of 39.
But now I know something like the length of the game is on the table to change. So who really knows what's going to be thrown at us?
Like, I don't know if that means we get less price. I don't know.
I feel like because the game is shorter, we'll probably see things like crazy double eliminations. I think we're going to see people going out like in a really rapid way.
There are going to be a ton of double eliminations that make this game fly super quick.
I can imagine there's probably going to be a couple double eliminations, which I'm not looking forward to at the moment, but who knows, maybe it'll be huge for my game.
I really believe there's going to be a double elimination at some point. I think they're going to figure out some way of making sure there are two tribal councils in one night, maybe without any warning, no being able to talk to our tribe mates and figure out who we want to go. I just really think there's going to be two people going home one night this year.
One of the things that I've noticed with all of the contestants this season is that it's more diverse and multicultural and multi-ethnic than we've ever seen before. And so I think that one of the things that we'll definitely see, because I believe that Survivor is a microcosm of America, one of the things that we'll definitely see is just a bunch of really likable people trying to understand each other for who they are and not necessarily making assumptions about who we are based on race, orientation, ethnicity, or creed, or religion.
It may not be that bold of a prediction, but I think just because we've been in a pandemic and also the pregame period has felt super long. I mean, we've been here for almost 3 weeks now. I think that in this season in particular, we're going to see people telling a lot more secrets than they usually would and talking about idols because we kind of feel like we want to confide in each other at this point, or at least I feel that way.
You know, you've got 18 people that were selected to be on the show because we have huge, fun personalities, and we have been locked down, you know, from a year of lockdown into 3 weeks of not being able to talk to each other. So maybe it's not the boldest prediction, but I think right off the bat, people are going to be playing extremely hard. And I very much suspect that someone is going to play way too hard in the first couple of days, scrambling all over the island looking for idols, making alliances with every single person, and will probably be cut because of it. But I think it's going to be an epic season, you know, for a million reasons. But the fact that we have all been just like itching for this for weeks now, is definitely going to make it a fun one.
I think that they're going to take those fire tokens from season 40 and do something crazy with them. Like, I don't know if the season is like Fire Island. I don't know if it's like island legitimately on fire, or you got to sift through the flames to find some tokens. Like, I don't know what the hell they're going to do, but I feel like they're going to definitely incorporate the fire tokens as a major source of currency in the game. And it's interesting because we're kind of used to, aside from season 40, of course, we're kind of used to seeing Survivor where there's just kind of idols, maybe a few new advantages here and there. But now if there is this new currency in the game, what does that mean? How do you strategize with that? How can that adds new dynamics and new layers to the game? So I feel like the fire tokens are going to be integral to this season on Survivor season 41.
There's going to be something introduced with the fire tokens, but with more emphasis on what their worth is. I think that that's going to happen because that's going to add a whole nother element to the game on how you manage yourself with collecting the tokens and giving them away. Once we find out if that is it, what the currency is, I think that might change people's play. You know, when you've got a whole nother currency added to the getting to the end, you know, I think that's going to be an interesting twist. I'm curious to know what the theme is.
I know that they introduced fire tokens last season as, you know, something that they wanted experienced players to test out and show for later seasons. So I definitely think we might see the return of fire tokens. And then I've got my bets placed for what the season theme is, and I think it's a 3-tribe season, millennials versus Gen X versus Gen Z. We'll see if that comes true, but I think it's a generational split.
There's 18 of us out here, so I am predicting there's 2 more players coming in. could be really wrong. And I'm thinking that the theme has something to do with like an Olympics thing. I don't know why I'm thinking that, but that's my prediction.
I think there's going to be something like a redemption island, sort of, but instead of the people who get voted off and going on to like some kind of exile island or redemption island, that the people who are voted off onto the island, maybe they form another team and then they somehow get back into the game. And that whole team then gets to compete with the remaining teams or team that's left. So I kind of think some kind of crazy twist like that.
I think it's going to be kind of a come from behind victory. That's what I'm predicting this year. Come from behind. It's going to be kind of the hidden warrior. Let's go with that. The hidden warrior that you kind of see coming from the beginning, but is just kind of on the bottom and then pulls it out in the end. It's the Aussie that wins it in the end over Sophie.
And another bold prediction is I think I'm going to win.
The youngest survivor winner will be crowned.
2 people will quit.
And we're going to set a new trend. We're going to establish a new way to play Survivor. Pandemic, be damn you. New Survivor is here.
It's going to be even harder, but it's going to be really one of the best season ever cast.